Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Today we are talking about SuperGrow. SuperGrow. Now, SuperGrow is one of our very exciting products in Neolife. SuperGrow has been referred to by many names. Some people call it a fertilizer, but yet SuperGrow is not a fertilizer. SuperGrow is a wetting agent. By calling it a fertilizer means that it should be adding some nutrient to the soil. But SuperGrow does not add nutrients to the soil. Instead, SuperGrow enables the crop to access the nutrients that are already lying in the soil. And that is why you find that with SuperGrow, you can even use it with other farm inputs. You can mix it with any other farm input that you're putting in the soil, whether it's fertilizer, whether you're using it with pesticides, fungicides, you can mix it with SuperGrow. But how does SuperGrow work? SuperGrow basically helps to break the hard pan of the soil so that now the roots of the crops can be able to access the nutrients that lie below the hard pan. As you are tilling your land, there is where the djembe reaches, the hoe, or as you're digging. And as you till the land, the hard pan or the layer of very hard soil keeps rising. And the topsoil is usually impoverished, and usually you find that the topsoil is acidic because that is where the residue of fertilizer remains. But now, when you use SuperGrow, it makes water wetter, so the moisture that comes is able to go down, and it breaks the hard pan. Farmers have been trying, and scientists have been trying for the longest to try and break the hard pan. They have used all manner of things to try and break it with very minimal success. But with SuperGrow, it does it so naturally, so effortlessly. As the water percolates through the hard pan, it develops cracks, and this layer of soil starts breaking down. This enables the roots of the crop to actually go below the hard pan and access the nutrients that God placed in that soil. And that is why you find that when you use SuperGrow, your crops have a rich dark green color. They grow faster. You get a better harvest. The quality of the fruit is much better than ever before. You find that you increase the yield actually increased. If you're able to plant with SuperGrow, your yield increases 3 times what you are getting before. But if you spray it a bit later in the season, the quality will improve and you might get double the harvest, or at least you might get an increase in the harvest. It all depends on what time you spray it. The earlier you spray it, the better. But that does not mean that if your crops are already growing, you cannot spray SuperGrow. You spray it, and you'll find that the quality of the produce that you get will be better, and even the yield will increase from what it was before. So SuperGrow can be used by itself with manure, or SuperGrow can be used together with any other farm input, whether you're talking about fertilizer, whether you're talking about fungicides, pesticides. In fact, the rule of the thumb is that when you're going to the field to spray SuperGrow, you can mix it with any other farm input so that you save yourself on the costs of labor for actually spraying SuperGrow by itself. Now, if you're having a situation where there is a very dry weather, then you find that there is not enough moisture in the atmosphere and your crops are already in the farm and they are growing. Spray SuperGrow at about 6 o'clock in the evening, 5:30 in the evening. It will harvest the dew for you overnight so that when you wake up in the morning, you'll find your soil is wet and your crops will continue to photosynthesize because of the presence of moisture. If you're having too much rain, spray SuperGrow. If you're having flooding, spray SuperGrow. The water will sink to the waterbed and your soil will be dry. If you have a marshy area that you want to rehabilitate, spray SuperGrow. The water will actually go down and you'll be able to farm comfortably. If the rains are too much, your crops you will still harvest. There will be no flooding in your farm when you have sprayed SuperGrow. Now, something else about SuperGrow is that by enabling the water to percolate to the waterbed, when the sun appears and the rain breaks off, the water is able to rise up to the topsoil. So you create a mulching kind of effect for your crops, and they're able to actually continue photosynthesizing and making their own food from the soil because of the presence of moisture. Supergrow, the other benefit of Supergrow is that it's actually very, very economical. You don't need a lot. You need between 20 ml to 60 ml of Supergrow per 20 liters of water. Now, the difference is if your soil is very healthy and it's very rich, then you can use 20 ml. If you are dealing with very stubborn black cotton soil or sandy soils, then you can do it between 40 ml to 60 ml of Supergrow for 20 liters. As per the frequency of application, apply Supergrow maximum once a week or once in 2 weeks. You don't apply more than once a week. I've had cases of farmers who try to apply it more often in a week to try and get higher production. No. You will not get a higher production by applying it more. In fact, you'll stress your crops. So apply it once a week maximum or once in 2 weeks. Another thing is Supergrow, you can actually spray it before you plant. Once you've prepared the land, you've dug the trenches, let's say there are potatoes that you're talking about, you can spray those trenches before you plant Supergrow. You can spray that hole. Or alternatively, you can take the seeds and apply some Supergrow on them without even diluting it. Just smear some Supergrow on the seeds, then you plant. It will even prevent the seeds from being eaten by wadudu, yeah, insects from down there. So you can do that, and or you can soak the seeds overnight. Where in the case of maize and beans, you can soak them overnight, then plant the next day, and they are good to go. Um, Again, I say Supergrow can be used with manure. It can be used with fertilizer. You can mix it with any other farm input. And what you'll find is that you will need less of the farm input. If you're buying 3 bags, you'll only need 1 bag because it actually is a very good spreader in the farm. Something else again with Supergrow. Sometimes we use fertilizer for too long and our soils become acidic. So if you use Supergrow and manure, it is able to help the plant utilize the residue of fertilizer that was left in the soil. And as a result, the pH of your soil goes down. And you find that at the end of the day, your crops now start producing more because the soil has become less acidic. So you can use it to regenerate and rejuvenate your soil so that now the pH, you can lower the pH of the soil by just using Supergrow. Supergrow is amazing. It's available in 5 liter. It's available in 1 liter in Kenya. A liter, if you're spraying your crops, depending on how many pumps you spray per acre. Some people spray 5 pumps of 20 liters per acre. Some people spray 10 pumps per acre. But ordinarily, you find that if you are doing 20 ml for 20 liters of water, and you're doing 5 pumps, it means that you're doing 100 ml of Supergrow per acre. So if it is 5 acres, then we are talking about 500 ml of Supergrow per acre. But if you're doing 40 ml of Supergrow per acre, per 40 ml of Supergrow per 20 liter jerrycan, and you're doing about 5 pumps in an acre of land, then that means you're doing 200 ml of Supergrow per acre. And if you're doing like 5 acres, then that means that you need about a liter or so. So as you can see, the dilution rates are very friendly. The cost is good. It's a friendly cost. I have some farmers in Nyahururu who have been using Supergrow and manure only, and they have discovered that whereas they were spending more than 70,000 per acre in their farms, now they're able to spend less than 10,000 shillings on the same with Supergrow. So you find that they're able to save more than a whopping 60,000 shillings by just using Supergrow. So you can make some savings, and then the yields increase. You find that like a farmer in Ravine who was harvesting 15 to 20 bags in his farm of potatoes. Now he's doing 65 bags in the same farm. So you can see, and the quality is just fantastic of the potatoes he's getting. To a point, he has become an authority. People are coming from far and wide to learn from him how to farm. And now he's even become a distributor of Neolife just to move the product, Supergrow. So you can see this farmer is benefiting. He's getting more crop production, and he's also able to now become an authority. He's making more money from the farm, and he's even selling Supergrow and making money from it. He's being paid bonuses by the company. I mean, his life has just transformed since we met with him. And this is somebody I've never met. We just bumped into each other. He was referred to me somebody by somebody, and we spoke on the phone. And we've been doing transactions with him, and he's even joined the company. It's just amazing what Supergrow can do. So for me, what I can say is Supergrow is an amazing, amazing product. It does so much for the farm. I know some people are experimenting with the hair. It helps the hair to grow and all that, and many other uses that people are discovering as they go along. But bottom line is that Supergrow for the farm is just amazing. If you're a farmer out there, get yourself some Supergrow. You will experience better yields. You will experience kilimo biashara. You'll make more money from your farm. You'll use a natural and organic product, so you'll be less susceptible to the chemicals that are being sprayed in the farm. And Supergrow will also help you to use less pesticides, because Supergrow will help you to control white flies, aphids, red spider mite, rich mildew, and that kind of thing. So Supergrow is an all-rounder, and it's just an amazing product. So enjoy Supergrow, and I wish you all the best as you enjoy the product. In case you have any query, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be able to answer your queries. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you all.